Hey y'all, welcome or welcome back to my channel. My name is Noelle, aka Makeup Esquire, and today we are going to be getting ready for church. These are my usual Sunday lives where I get up on here at 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. If you are new to my channel, welcome. And thank you so much for watching this on the replay. If you're watching this on the replay, I would love for you to subscribe, like the video, and share it with anyone who you think might be interested in watching. And today I'm going to be starting out by using the Ultraviolet Blurring Mineral Sunscreen. It is an SPF of 50 and I have really been enjoying it. I picked this one up along with the Sarah Creole Primer and SPF during the Sephora VIB sale. And I've been alternating between both of them. They're both great. This one's just a little bit more mattifying and a slightly higher amount of SPF. But yeah, so I'm just going in with this as the first step here in the makeup for today. Let's check the chat to see who is with us. Hey Sun, hey Sylvia, hey Keisha, good to see you all. Hi, welcome everybody. Hey Kat. How is everybody doing? Thank you so much for also joining me on Instagram, Sylvia. I appreciate that. I'm streaming on both. I usually get more traffic here on YouTube, but I usually just leave the Instagram one on in case I can redirect traffic that way, but either way works. How is that? 2 ads? Oh, thank you for watching the ads. I appreciate that. I hope everyone's having a lovely Sunday so far. What's everybody up to? Today I am going to, I pulled out the Chantecaille. I haven't used this one in a while. It's the Future Skin Oil-Free Gel Foundation. Hey Cindy, how are you? And yeah, I have the shade Sand. Shout out to Chantecaille. Thank you so much for sending this to me in a PR package that they sent me a while back. But I'm just going to be taking a little bit on my brush here just from the lid. I love this foundation. And right now the shade Sand works for me since I do have a little bit of a self tan on. So this is a good shade to match my self tan. It has skin loving ingredients and it's kind of like a natural finish. If you can see, it's not like super full coverage, which is perfect for today since I'm just going to be heading to church. And I also have pulled out a few other products that I recently picked up during the Sephora sale that I've been loving. And on the eyes for today, I figure we can use my new Tom Ford quad. This is the Tom Ford quad in 47 Olive Smoke. It's in their creme formula, which I love. And I was reminded to pull her back out because I did just actually post a YouTube video. So I would really appreciate it if y'all can go show me some love on that video after this live. But I did try out that Olive Smoke quad for the first time in that video that I filmed a couple weeks ago. It just took me a little bit to finish up the editing on it, but I figured I wanted to pull her out again and try kind of like a different look with it. I'd been eyeing that quad since those came out. They came out a little while ago, but it is new to me. So I already had the Velours Khaki one and I was just like hoping that it wouldn't be too similar to that one. But yeah, I don't think that it is. And I'm just remembering right now that I forgot to put a primer on because that SPF that I used already includes a primer. But supposedly this Ray Morris one can be used on top of makeup. So for times like this, I got this on Hung Van Gogh's recommendation. If y'all are familiar, Hung Van Gogh is Christine. Why did I say Christina? Selena Gomez's makeup artist. He's an amazing makeup artist. Hey Susan, how are you? Oh yeah, the Chantecaille, thank you, Cindy. The Chantecaille Future Skin Foundation is the foundation that I'm applying, but I'm going in with the Ray Morris. This is the Invisible Mattifier. I'm still not sure like if I like this stuff, y'all, to be honest. Let me know if any of y'all have tried it. It's so weird. It's like, it feels kind of like a powder in a balm. I don't know. But yeah, Hung Van Gogh was like raving about it because he said that like you can just be like out and about and then take your finger if you get oily in your T-zone. It looks really gross in the pan, like to the point where I don't even like want to show it. But I usually just like to take like a primer, like the Tarte primer, just like right here in the T-zone where I have like the biggest pores. I don't feel the need to take it like all over the face. But I do have combo to oily skin, if anybody new is wondering. But yeah, that just kind of helps keep the oil at bay in my oily T-zone. True, right, I know, it's in a jar, so it can get a little messy, which is why I like probably don't reach for it like that often, because I'm usually in a rush when I'm doing my makeup. And when I'm in a rush, I usually don't like to bother with like finicky packaging like this. But it's a good one. It's a good formula. I just think it, like, I wish it was like in a squeeze tube. Hey Shannon, how are you? You have that Ray Morris balm, but you use it for touch-ups if you get a little oily. Yeah, exactly. That's how Hung Van Gogh said that he uses it. I'm so glad to hear that somebody else is familiar with that product too. All right, I'm gonna try to keep it moving so that I don't keep y'all here for longer than we have to be here. So I've been loving the Sarah Creel concealer. I've also been loving the Estee Lauder Double Wear. I didn't use this in the YouTube video that I posted earlier today, so I'm gonna go ahead and go in with it today. I picked up the shade 3.5C. I would have probably picked up one with a more neutral undertone if it were in stock, but like most of the shades in this one were out of stock during the Sephora sale. But I have been loving it. It's a very nice soft matte concealer. Kind of reminds me of the Double Wear foundation. Medium to buildable coverage, and the shade works for me. So that's what that shade looks like. And then if I'm not using that concealer, I'm using a combination typically of the Westman Atelier and the Sarah Creel concealer, which I've said time and time again on this channel that I've still been loving. So oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Shannon. I know exactly how you feel though when, yeah, your anxiety gets the best of you. That happens to me all the time. Oh, thank you so much, Kat, for reminding people to like the video. Yes, please go ahead and like the video. Thank you all so much for being here. This truly is the highlight of my day and week to spend this time with y'all on my Sunday lives. It's going to be a pretty stressful week for me coming up because I am in trial right now. So I'm like, we call it like trial brain, where like you just like can't really like relax and be at peace because that's just like constantly on your mind. I started trial on Friday. So I'm in jury selection right now. Hey Veronica, how are you? Thanks for joining. Yes, hit it. Thank you, thank you. Yes, please go ahead and hit the like button and subscribe if you aren't already, and share this video. Spread the love. Bring all your friends to play with makeup together. Oh, this is your favorite concealer brush ever? Wow, that's a big statement, Sylvia. I've been loving this brush by Fude Bobo for my concealer. I do have a code with Fude Bobo. It's an affiliate link where I may earn a small commission at no additional cost to you. If you do shop Fude Bobo's website, I would really appreciate it if you go through my affiliate links, or if you want to look into any of the products I'm using today. I will make sure that they are linked in the description box of this YouTube video, if not already. Maybe we can start a poll up asking people if they've liked the video. Yes, there is my link. We can go ahead and pin that link, hopefully. The way it moves my Valentino concealer. Yeah, it's a good one, right? I've been pleasantly surprised because it's like airy, but like still dense enough. It's kind of hard to describe. Like by looking at it, you wouldn't really think much of it, right? But it's quick and it's efficient, and I've really been enjoying it too, because this is typically like the speed at which I'm like doing my makeup every day is like, I'm just like boom, 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 trying to get out the door. Hey, Stacy, how are you? So yeah, that's what that concealer looks like. If I feel like I want to like brighten it up a little bit more, like in the center of my face, that's where I'll take a little bit of, the Sarah Creel one. And this is in the shade M1. I also have the shade M2. Did not need an additional shade, but I'm a clown. Thank you, Kat, for dropping the link to my Instagram. Yes, please help me grow on Instagram too. I'm really trying to grow. It's been a struggle to grow on Instagram for me for some reason. Yeah, someone is on their A game today, right? Don't feel badly, Shannon. It happens to the best of us, seriously. I think we can all like relate to that. Making sure I'm caught up with all the comments. Hey, Jamie. Thanks for being here. Oh my gosh. I don't know how to say your name, Leg Gublet. You got Lashify? Wow. That's exciting. Yeah, I can't wait for you to try it out. Still trying to figure it. Oh, okay, you're still trying to figure it out. Yeah. Oh, Keisha said, I went to breakfast, saw a movie, got some groceries, filled up my tank. When I went home, I powered up my laptop and worked for a couple hours. That sounds like a really productive Sunday. Oh, you got a bunch of books? So you got to get back on your savings grind, says Kat. That's a good investment, though. You shouldn't feel badly about buying books. Kick booty, Noelle. Thank you, Shannon. I'm really gonna need the luck for this one. It's cool because in this trial, it's like a team of girls. Like I always kind of get like a little bit like, even though like it's an adversarial process, it's always kind of like refreshing when I'm in a courtroom full of like, it's like females pretty much, like as far as the main actors, like the judge is female, the opposing counsel's female, the prosecutor in this case is a female, and so that's always like really cool because like, you know, it never like leaves me that like it used to not be that way, you know, and it still isn't normally that way. So that's always really cool, I think. But anyway, thank you so much for watching the ads. Oh, your name is Gabby. Okay, Gabby, thank you for letting us know your name. Trying to figure out longevity. Yeah, okay, awesome. I literally just did my lashes right before starting this live. So if y'all aren't already familiar with my channel, I ride or die for Lashify, which is the at-home DIY lash extension system I'm obsessed with. I'm wearing them right now. And like, I kid you not, 15 minutes before this live, I was like running around and I just like took off my old set of lashes and I wanted a fresh pair, which I usually try to do before these Sunday lives to get on here with a fresh pair for y'all. So I'll like kind of zoom in a little bit so y'all can see. I did a combination of teas, which are tulips, and stardusts today, which are kind of like spiky. So tulips have kind of like an opening like in the middle, like a gap, kind of like a tulip. And they look like this, if y'all can see. And then stardusts have, I I finished these, but these are like more spiky, like in the middle. So I like to combine tulip styles with Stardusts oftentimes. I just think that they complement each other really well. So that's what I'm wearing. I'm wearing, am I doing, I think, yeah, so I did like T8, T10, T12, Stardust 14, and then T16, and then another Stardust 14 at the very corners today. So that's my lash map. If anybody's interested, you can get Lashify at 20% off using the link in my bio. Hey, Brittany. Oh yeah, no worries, girl. She's got to eat. Okay, so I just went in and powdered using my good old Huda Beauty setting powder, my tried and true favorite setting powder. Let me just put a little bit more in this T-zone area. I haven't even done my brows yet, so I've been doing them before my makeup lately. I try to do them before I get up on here, but today time escaped me because my neighbors just showed up. They stopped by to say hello, so that just kind of like threw me off a little bit from prepping for this live. Yes, another link drop. Thank you. That's my Lashify link if anybody is interested. But for longevity, so what I recommend is like just making sure you're not using too much like glue to like clump up. You want to just like work in small layers. I'm just applying a tiny bit of my Color Wow. I've done this so many times, y'all already know, to fill in like my little hairline right there. And then I really like to overlap my clusters, and so they like hang on to each other easily if you like overlap them. You went ham buying different lash styles. I love that for you. Yeah, keep me posted. I'm always happy to answer any questions, Gabby. If you have any questions, feel free to like DM me on Instagram or anything like that anytime. But I have tons of videos where I do my lashes, and I like talk about tips all the time for longevity. I like to personally switch mine out weekly, but you know, you can switch them out more often if you want, or leave them on longer if you want. Just a matter of personal preference. So I've been loving these Isamaya contour sticks. This is the shade Rosewood, but I also have the shade Oak. I don't think you need both because they're like really, really similar. So these have been really great, actually. They like blend out really easily. Probably should have done this before I powdered, but like even if I do it after powdering, as you can see, it still blends out quite nicely. So love these Isamaya contour sticks. They're newer to the market. Along with the Isamaya lip liners. I've really been enjoying those as well. I'd love to know which styles you got, Gabby. Because all the styles on their website are beautiful. Like, you really can't go wrong with anything. I've tried all the styles. All of them except FFS. I still have to try FFS. I think she named it FFS. I think that the name is for fluff's sake. When I say she, I'm talking about the CEO and founder, Zahara Lottie. Because she's like the mastermind behind it all. So that kind of gives like a... And I always like to go like, even though most people go with their contour like right here, right below the cheekbone, lately I've been trying to like put it up a little bit higher to just give like the illusion of a more lifted cheekbone. Since it just kind of like blends out anyway. And then by the time you have like bronzer and blush on and everything, it doesn't look so crazy. You got the FFS? Oh my gosh, those look so amazing. I'm jealous because when I wanted to buy the FFSs, they didn't have 14 in stock. And size 14 is like a must for me. So they must have restocked them, but I was just like waiting on those to come in stock, and then I was gonna pull trigger on them. And I buy like all the Lashify stuff myself, y'all. That's how much like of a Lashify lover I am. But yeah, those, I'm really excited about those FFSs. They're supposedly like spiky, but like fluffy at the same time. So that's like, I think their newest style. 10 through 18, get it, girl. That's awesome. Love that for you. Those are, yeah, looks like you picked out some great ones. Oh, you ended up getting the F09 for the ambient lighting powders. I have some of the Hourglass ones. Yeah, I've been using my dark palette lately, the ambient Eternal Light palette. Lighting powders and finishing. I kept going back and forth between the F01, but I'm okay with it having one purpose, and I got the Baby Owl brush. Okay, yeah, if you're in the market for like a big, fluffy, all over face brush, excuse me, I just had like protein shake before this, so I'm like burping. Then yeah, you can't go wrong. That one's a great one for that. At a good price too. Black Ice, Tulips, Gemini, Starburst, Stardust, and Cherry Star. Ooh, I love that. Oh, the Cherry Stacks. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I love that. Yeah, the Cherry Stacks are great to like add to any of those other styles for like a more spiky look. The way the contour sticks can be used everywhere is phenomenal. I completely agree with you, Sylvia. Like, I like to use them for as like a pre-contour to my lip contour, like that. I use them on my nose, cheeks, jawline. Yeah. I still haven't tried it all over my lips though, like Sylvia. You said you did, because I'm afraid it's gonna make me look dead if I do that. I don't know why. But yeah, I've been loving them for everywhere else. If you're like lighter than me, I know that Oak still works for my friend Sylvia, who's a 2N in Dior. But I saw Tati Beauty use the shade Willow. And I think that that's like really close to Travertine from Victoria Beckham Beauty. So if you're in the market for these and don't know which shade to pick, because I know like online it could be a little bit difficult to know which shade you are. But yeah. Oh yeah, Jamie, if you got the mini sheer buffer from Sonia, you're gonna be really happy with that one, and you can totally hold off on the flat top. The mini sheer buffer from Sonia is more versatile anyway, so yeah, for sure. Okay, I believe you, Sylvia. I'm gonna have to try it. Oh, I'm glitching? Is there anybody else that sees me glitch? Sylvia thinks that there's something wrong with my internet. It looks, I don't see any glitching, so I'm hoping that everybody else is seeing it okay. Isn't the YSL lip brush is incredible. Oh, the Liss lip brush. Huh. I haven't checked out that Liss lip brush. Yeah, Sydney, yeah, I'm going to be busy. Noelle may also be a complexion. I am a complexion junkie. Yeah, use a spatula on the back of your hand. Yeah, I have a spatula too that I use to dip in with it too. All skin types, yeah, I can wear it for sure. I know, right, Sylvia? I hadn't used the Chantecaille one in a while either. It's so Cindy, like, yeah, this concealer brush isn't like super dense, but it's like dense enough in my opinion. It's a little bit like airier though. So if you tend to go for like a more dense concealer brush, then this might not be like the best pick, because it helps me like spread out the product faster and easier. Oh, okay. It was glitchy momentarily. No glitch on your end. Okay, good. Thank you for the feedback. Okay. I'm gonna go in and I think do my eyebrows right now, just because I can't stand seeing my eyebrows bald. I was just catching up on the comments on Instagram, y'all. But yeah, so. Yeah, so the new brushes on Fude Bobo. And I picked up the new brushes that she released, except for like, I wasn't able to pick up that, the set that there was only like 4 of with the persimmon dyed tips. I know my friend Sylvia picked it up. I'm so happy that Sylvia, you were able to get your hands on that set. I'm hopeful she's going to come out with more and restock them. I was too late, unfortunately. She said there were only 4 of them available and made, so I'm sure they went like really quickly. But the other ones I was able to pick up, and I posted it to my stories. I posted the order that I placed to my stories. If anybody's interested, I have like a little highlight on my Instagram called Fude. So that's where you can find like all my Fude content if you're into handmade Japanese makeup brushes like I am. I'm so excited for you, Sylvia. Those brushes look glorious. But I was also going to mention that I think next Sunday is Mother's Day. So I don't think I'm going to be doing this usual Sunday live here, y'all, because I'm probably going to be spending it with my family on Mother's Day, probably doing something with my grandma and my mom. Wondering if any of y'all have plans for Mother's Day. Happy early Mother's Day to anybody that is a mother in here. Fur moms included, because I consider myself one. I went to purchase a new shade in the Hakuhodo foundation since that shade I have no longer matches me. I'm lighter and more olive now, so thinking of the shade 213. Hakuhodo, you can't go wrong. Their foundations are beautiful, but yeah, the one struggle with Hakuhodo is finding your right shade. I'm fighting the mute setting. I don't understand. The audio glitched? You use your Hakuhodo eyeshadow brushes for the first time. They're the white ones from the set and you love them, says Stacy. I love those too. If you're talking about like the bulb shape ones, those are great. Like the only, it glitched. What the heck? I don't know why it's glitching. I have this like internet like router here so that I can have strong internet. Hopefully it doesn't keep acting up. Yeah, I would still be using those like bulb shape white Hakuhodo brushes in my rotation if it weren't for like me having to switch out my brushes, because if not, then I'll never get around to like using all my brushes, and I want to like always constantly like keep it interesting and exciting and showcase different Fude brushes for you guys, which is why like it's rare that I always like use the same ones every time, because I like to just like switch them up. But lately I think what I'm going to be doing up until the upcoming price increase that we've heard Hakuhodo is having again is try to showcase some Hakuhodo brushes for y'all. And Fude Bobo, if you want to shop through my link, also has Hakuhodo brushes available. Not all Hakuhodo brushes, because there's so many Hakuhodo brushes on the market. So you can get any other ones that aren't on Fude Bobo's website at other retailers that sell Hakuhodo. But the nice thing about shopping through Fude Bobo is that you get a 10% discount at any time. And oh, my bad. I won't hold up my mirror like that because I just realized that it doesn't focus when I do that. Let me see if I can zoom y'all in a little bit more. But if it's your first time shopping on the Fude Bobo website, you can get 15% off of your purchase, which is really cool. Okay, so that's gonna, I think, be the brow for now. Right, next week will be you usually go live before me, right? Shannon, did you skip your live earlier today? Is that because you were gonna you were planning on going out? Okay, it's fine on your end, Brittany. Okay, good. You won't be doing a live either next week? Okay. My voice is going in and out, says Stacy. Chat is glitching. Why is it glitching? I'm sorry, y'all. I really don't know what's going on. I missed the unicorn thing. Hopefully somebody can fill me in on that. All right, I'm gonna go in with my Tom Ford quad here. Again, this is in the Olive Smoke color story. And I'm going to go in with my Hakuhodo J 5523. This is like the MAC 217, if y'all remember that one. And supposedly Hakuhodo is the brush maker behind MAC brushes back when they used to have like the natural hairs at least. So just in case y'all weren't familiar. But I'm just going to take this and kind of start out here in the outer corner. Kind of smoke it out. It's a little spotty. The sound is a little spotty. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Like my setup is the exact same as it always is. I haven't done anything different. Excuse my neighbor's dog. Right? These Tom Ford quads, you like can't go wrong with them. They're so good. I was tempted to, I know this isn't like very springy of a look, but this is like a newer quad to me, so I want to get like more use out of it. I can't yell at Bella today, y'all, because I can hear the owner out there. If y'all remember that inside joke. I asked y'all if you thought it would be rude for me to yell at my neighbor's dog. I got some mixed responses from y'all. But yeah, I was thinking about pulling out like the Danessa Myricks Blooming Romance palette, because that's like really springy. This look is kind of like looking a little gray. I'm going to kind of try to tone it down by using this bronze color here. Oh my gosh. I do have the window open, so that's why you can hear it more, but I have to have the window open, otherwise these lights get really hot. If you try talking to the neighbor and they refuse to do anything about it, I don't think you're going overboard with the scoldings. I haven't talked to my neighbor about it because I don't know. I'm just trying like everything possible to keep the peace, you know? We have, I mean, like sometimes my dogs bark too, so it's not like I'm perfect. But if my dogs are ever in the backyard, like I'm very aware. And when they start to bark, they start to get yelled at immediately. But yeah, I honestly think that these Tom Ford Creme formulas are probably like my all-time favorite. I know that that's like a really big statement for me to say, but I think that they're gonna be like, they would rank my top favorite eyeshadow formulas. They're just like so easy to work with. It's like effortless. Tom Ford quads in general, like you can't go wrong with, but I really think that this cream formula stands out in the market. What are we talking about? I need a good slapping. Oh, you used Viseart today. I have to pull out my Viseart eyeshadows. I have a lot of Viseart, but I, for some reason, like never think to pull them out. Thank you for reminding me. Maybe next live, I'll pull out my Viseart. I pull out my Viseart, like the big palette with like all the colors whenever I'm like searching for like a specific, like if I'm doing like a more like artsy look. What is it, like the Grand Pro? Guess we're gonna be pretty smoky today, y'all. This look is coming out pretty smoky. It's okay though, I guess. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in with the, oh, and I'm switching to the Hakuhodo G39 too. This one's like a classic. It's part of their G series that is mixed with squirrel and goat hair. It's really nice. Can't go wrong with any of these. Thank you for trying to figure out what's going on in the background, y'all. Okay. Oh, the quad has been on your wish list forever, son. Keisha, she goes, I hereby forbid you to make me buy this quad. I wanted it when I first saw photos, decided I'd just be okay with the Victoria Beckham Beauty Olive palette. See, I don't have the Victoria Beckham Beauty Olive one, but I'm just like a sucker for these olive tones. I just think that they look good on everybody, like Sylvia has said. They really do. And I like how it's like still neutral. So like I can totally like rock this look to work if I'm wearing like olive tones or something, or like even neutral, like a black suit, like it'll still go with it. But it's still kind of like different than just like your normal everyday, like nudes or neutrals, if you will. That's what I like about olive in general, like in purses and clothing, in eyeshadows. Yeah, I'm a sucker for a good olive quad. And like I said, I already had Velours Khaki, but I do think that this one is different enough to own both. If you, like me, also have Velours Khaki from Tom Ford, which is also in the cream formula. Yeah, I'm sorry. Not trying to be a bad influence, Keisha, but at the same time, sorry, I'm not sorry, because she's a good one. And I used this quad too in the YouTube video that I just posted today as well. Oh, you have the peach one, Stacy? I was debating on getting that one, but I was able to stop myself from getting that peach one, but I'm like very tempted to getting it. Thanks for watching the ad, Cat. YSL is taking the Tom Ford crown from me now. I can understand why you would say that, Shannon. So YSL is killing the game with their eyeshadow quads. So I understand if like these quads by Tom Ford are a little bit like pricey for you. They're a pretty penny, like $90 to $95. I think some of them are even up to $100 now. They do have more like product in them than the YSL quads do, if that's something that you consider, like how many grams you get. I've compared them before. But you really can't go wrong with either. I think that the YSL formula is absolutely beautiful. I picked one up for my mom during the Sephora sale that she wanted. And she's been loving it. She told me on the phone the other day. I asked her yesterday how she liked it, and she said she's really been enjoying it. So yeah. But there's just like, I don't know, something really classic about Tom Ford. Yeah, Viseart is great. They're underrated. Yeah, Hakuhodo has some cool angled brushes that are mixed but not available in the US site right now. That's interesting. I wonder which ones you're talking about. They have like an angle and get fluffy at the longest part. I don't think you're probably talking about this one. This one is the Hakuhodo G 531A. But if it's similar to something like this, I have a ton of Hakuhodo G series brushes. It is a very sophisticated quad, right? Okay, yeah, people are saying that if you have the Victoria Beckham Beauty Olive quad, then you don't need this one. I don't have that Victoria Beckham Beauty one. So I guess I was able to justify buying this one. I'm taking the gold shade and putting that in like the inner corner for an inner corner pop. I know, Sylvia. I need to do my half of our collab. I'm gonna have to film it and then edit it and then upload it. But next week I'm in trial, so I probably won't have time to get to it for another little bit. I've just been so busy. But I'm gonna get to it, Sylvia. Trust me. I'm excited to post that. Yeah, I've been using those Rare Beauty blushes. I picked up that like really bright red one, but it was like a little too bright for me, if you can believe that. So I returned that one. I think it was in the shade Grateful, but I ended up keeping the shade Alive, which is like this really beautiful like orangey, and then the shade Happy. And these formulas are just really beautiful. So I've been loving these and the new shades in the YSL blushes that I picked up from the Sephora sale too. Oh my gosh, Jamie, that is such a hard question, but it's such a good question. You're familiar with Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath formulas. So for higher end eyeshadows like Tom Ford and YSL, which ones do you recommend? I'm probably, it's so hard because they're honestly like my favorite formulas and eyeshadows. I love Pat McGrath and Natasha Denona too. Don't get me wrong. If a particular color story in the Tom Ford like speaks to you, like I would say you should try at least one. And if you're going to try at least one, like maybe like that wet dry formula that's like really special does stand out in these Tom Ford quads. But it's hard for me to recommend them over the YSL quads nowadays, because ever since those YSL quads came out, like they're less money than like what you pay for a Tom Ford quad. They come in beautiful shade ranges, and the formula is very special, very easy to work with. They have like every single one has like a pop of like a really like special glittery shade that is just like killer on the eyes. Like you really can't go wrong with. I have all of those YSL quads. And I love them all. So it's almost like, I do think that you can scratch the itch by just getting one of those YSL quads if you're in the market and don't want to splurge on both, because those are pretty hard to beat, especially for the price, and the packaging on those YSL quads is really, really special. This is just like a very classic Tom Ford packaging too, very classy and satisfying. It has like the magnetic closure and that nice big mirror and stuff like that. But the YSL Couture mini clutches are like a little mini YSL purse in an eyeshadow quad. So like, that's what I'm saying. Like, it's hard to go wrong packaging and everything with those YSL quads. So I'd probably recommend the YSL ones, just because like these Tom Ford quads are like climbing up in price, it seems like, by the day. So yeah, thanks for asking. Okay, and then I'm just gonna go in with the darkest one here. I like that they included a black, and I'm gonna give me like a smoky wing. It's trash day tomorrow, so my dogs are listening to the neighbor take her trash out. Oh, you're talking about the Kibo brushes. Yes. If that's what you're talking about with the, yeah, the wispier, fluffier, yeah. Those are really unique. Trying to think. I don't know if I have any of those Kibo ones, actually. I was eyeing them, but like I didn't know if I would really get like that much use out of them. So I think I might have like skipped on those. But yeah, I mean, I have my fair share of like Hakuhodo brushes. Like I showed y'all last time, the little collection I have going on. I'm just taking that same G239 and just kind of like making sure everything's nice and blended out. Yeah, I mean, it's possible that like if you ask Bobo for a specific brush that you don't see on her website, she might be able to source it for you. I'm not sure. Kind of like Toshia at Fode Japan does. YSL over orange quad. Interesting. I'm not sure if I have that one. I have all of the ones that are available at Sephora though. So if it's at Sephora. Oh yeah, a lot of times you can get the Tom Ford quads at the cosmetics company store. Peach. Universal wallet abuse god that will throw her into the ongoing battle Keisha and Sun are stuck in. Greens, yeah, on brown and colored eyes. Oh, I love you so much, Jamie. Thank you. You're so sweet. Oh, I understand that. Yeah, how testers can deter you from buying stuff for sure. Shannon, you're a sucker for green. They look amazing on you. Yeah, the new product quads have been really beautiful. I picked up the two darker ones and I've been loving them too. I almost grabbed them again for this live, but I used them in a previous live, so I figured I'd switch it up. Yeah, the camera doesn't do it justice, right, son? Take my time. Thank you. Cheaper and the formula says Suns. She votes YSL. Oh, maybe it's one of the quads that isn't at Sephora if you're talking about the orange and blue ones. I don't think that they are on Sephora. It's so weird, Stacy. Thank you for the feedback on my internet. Okay, thanks, Sylvia. Ooh, YSL's coming out with an olive mini clutch, says Susan. I haven't seen that, but we need an olive one in that line, so that makes me happy. Yes, Sun is like, Susan, say less, it's mine. Oh, I think I might have missed that poll on your stories, Sylvia. Yeah, if I do blue, I do like navy on my eyes. Now you're getting the glitches, says Shannon. That's really frustrating. My assistant is on it in the background, so I don't know. I don't really know what we can do about that, y'all, but I'll try to wrap this up because that's really annoying. I'm sorry. I don't know what's going on. Jamie's getting glitches too. Okay, guess we'll check out the glitches after the live. The camera is on 4K and that may be the reason if you would like to shut it down and start over. Oh, it's because the camera's on 4K. Kat says, I like Tom Ford and YSL equally, but I would never do something crazy like recommending them over Pat or Natasha. It's different. Yeah, you're paying for like the luxury aspect of it. And like, even though Pat is luxury too, Natasha is more like high end. Yeah, you pay for like the packaging and everything that comes with like the experience in the YSL, and there's just like something special about the YSL. It's almost like a creamy formula, which to me feels very luxe, and I think that's what separates like the YSL quads from formulas like Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath, especially because like in Natasha Denona and Pat McGrath, like we've been seeing how like the formulas are like going downhill over time. Like they used to be better than they are. So especially taking that into consideration. Yeah. And then also like it's also personal preference, because for some people, like they rather dip into just like a quad as opposed to something like a big Pat McGrath palette. Because it might be like a little bit overwhelming. I know my friend Yasmin was saying that she's been sticking to like quads lately for that same reason, because having like too many options just kind of like overwhelms her. So just throwing that out there too, if you are more into just like a very like curated quad type of thing for every day, and you don't want like a huge like Pat McGrath palette or like Natasha Denona, if like too many options overwhelm you. Because I know for me, like a lot of times I feel that way myself too. Okay, you just refreshed and it's better now. Okay, that's good. Same with me. After I refreshed, it stopped skipping, said Brittany. Okay, awesome. I love that. That makes me happy. Okay, everybody's saying that they refreshed and then they stopped getting glitches. Okay, thank you for the feedback, everybody. Yeah. But yeah, get it on sale. Like I get all my makeup on sale, so it makes me feel better that like when the Sephora sale comes around, I can get it at 20% off. Or like if you have points and you can apply your points, that's a good way to shop. The Tom Ford Wet Dry formula is amazing, right, Sylvia? There's something really special about the Tom Ford Wet Dry formula. It's like that slurry, like baked formula. It's very unique. Yeah. Yeah. Y'all are keeping me so entertained with the comments. I'm sorry. I'm like trying to keep it moving. Okay, so what's next? I haven't done like bronzer and I haven't done blush yet or the lips. So let's do that. Lately, I've been pulling out my Pat McGrath bronzer. I used this on my collab video that I did with Brown Girl Bella. If y'all didn't see that, me and Shannon went live on Friday. But yeah, this one was not getting enough love. And so I wanted to pull her out again. This is Bronze Nirvana in Pat McGrath. But yeah, I don't think that Pat McGrath's like blushes get enough love. they're like, it's the same formula, I think, as her blushes, except like it's not as highly pigmented as the blushes, which is a little bit weird. But I really do love the Pat McGrath blushes, and I need to use them more often. The shade Cherish is like a really pretty pinky blush that like I think would work for a lot of different skin tones and goes with a lot of different looks. But like the blush, for some reason, like you would expect it to be more highly pigmented like her blushes are. Like you have to be careful with Pat McGrath blushes and going with like a light hand because of how much pigment there is in them. But when it comes to this bronzer, I kind of like the fact that it's not super pigmented, because like I don't want to have to think too hard, right, about like my bronzer if I'm just like trying to slap it on. Part of the way I use my bronzer too is like to set my foundation and like concealer around the perimeter of my face. So I want to be able to be generous with it and not think too hard about like which brush I'm using or like how much I'm applying or whether I'm tapping it out first, like on my hand, you know, like, and that's just like in general how I feel, which is why like the really bright shade and the Rare Beauty blush like just like didn't work for me, because I was like, I'd rather just have a little bit more control over it. But I love the fact that Rare Beauty came out with such an extensive shade range and like a lot of bright options for them to work across a bunch of different skin tones. So kudos to Rare Beauty for that. I do think that the packaging is a little bit cheapy, but maybe that's the way she's able to keep her like price the way it is and not raise the price more. But like, I don't know, if this came with like a mirror, I just think that that might be like a little bit more luxe. But I do appreciate that you can like see what color is inside just by looking at the outside of the packaging. But yeah. Oh, yeah. Peach, are you talking about this one? The full YSL palette that you're saying is ridiculously good? Yeah, I feel you. Being a college student, you can't just splurge on everything. That's how it was for me too when I was a student. Yeah, Natasha Denona's packaging is expensive too. Yeah, there's something just like about this like squishiness of this like super luxe looking, like, I don't know, that just gets me. Like in the blushes too. It just feels like you are holding a little mini clutch. No, I do believe that though, Sylvia. Refresh y'all. Okay. Hopefully after refreshing, everybody's good. Yeah, okay. I'm hoping that I'm catching like all the comments. I don't like to miss comments because I really appreciate y'all commenting. But I also want to keep y'all entertained too. So please repeat yourself if I miss any questions or anything like that in the comments. You're currently hooked on the Hourglass. Oh, you can't go wrong with the Hourglass. Like I said, I have this one right here because like I've just been liking kind of like taking these kind of just like all over, usually on like a fluffier brush than this, because this is a little bit too dense, because these shades are a little bit too deep for me. But I also have the like I bought them in all the color stories that they have them in. But especially with like summer coming and just like sunshine, I don't know, I just like felt like pulling this one back out. Just gives like a very like bronzy look, but now I feel like I might be a little bit too bronzy, so kind of want to like tame it down right here with my foundation brush a little bit. But yeah, and then I want to just make sure that everything is looking cohesive. So I usually go in and just take like whatever bronzer I'm using all over my face and kind of throw it in the crease to just like tie everything together and to blend out any harsh lines that there might be. I just think that like, just like a simple, quick step like that makes a big difference. Hopefully you can tell between that side and that side. You can even do this like with your blush too. Throw a little bit of blush in your crease to like tie everything together. I love doing that as well. All right, so as far as blushes go, I'll just do like a combination of the Rare Beauty and the YSL today, shall we? So I already had the shade 37, the coral one, in the YSL Make Me Blush blushes, but during the sale, I picked up the shade 87, which is this beautiful matte cool pink. And then the shade 93, which is really similar to the NARS Orgasm. It has like a pinky gold hue. This is like the satin formula. So I'm going to go in with, let's see, maybe like, this is the Hakuhodo G 501. Love her. She's nice and thick. And we'll see how this brush applies this blush. It's the first time I tried this brush with this blush. Pretty. And then hopefully this will like warm it up a little bit. I'm going to use the other side, which is clean. So I try to just like keep, like when deciding what blush to use on my face, depending on like the eyeshadow I'm using. I got a question about this and I keep meaning to do like a reel on it. But like, because the eyeshadow is leaning a little bit more warm with these olive tones, I try to stick to like a more warm like blush. So in reality, I probably should have used like the shade Alive to kind of like warm it up, and I can still put it over on top a little bit. Actually, can use like this one by Hakuhodo is the B5521. It's like this little tapered one. And if you want like a more targeted application, I love this B5521 because it just like, you can do so many tasks with this one. And they make this 5521 in different hair types too. You don't have to get it in the mix with Squirrel and Goat. Like I also have like the one that's mixed with horsehair. Then they have one that's just like regular Psycho-Ho goat hair. Or I guess I can't say Psycho-Ho because I don't think that Hakuhodo technically tells us which grade of goat hair they use. But I think it's pretty much understood that it's Psycho-Ho. Okay, and then we'll do the lips, and then hopefully we can wrap this up pretty soon, y'all. So like I said, I've been loving the Izumaya lip liners that I picked up. They're great. I've also been using the heck out of the new like Merit, like transparent one. This is in the shade Tabak. But I usually use this one like when I don't want like such a highly pigmented contour or like lip liner. If I'm just gonna like walk my dogs, for instance, and I just want to throw on like a lip gloss with SPF, which I did pick up a couple of during the Sephora sale. I got the ultraviolet one and the In Beauty Project one, which I'm loving the fact that like brands are starting to incorporate more SPF into our cosmetic products, because why not, right? We can always use SPF as long as it doesn't mess with the integrity of the product. Yeah, I could see why you wouldn't be super interested in the Rare Beauty. Like, they don't feel like super luxurious, like because of the packaging and stuff like that. An equivalent luxury blush to this is the Chanel ones. They do remind me of the Chanel ones. It's just that Chanel's aren't like as highly pigmented, which could be a good or bad thing, just depending on your preference. Yeah, I agree with that. Rare is mid-luxury, similar to ABH and other Sephora brands that aren't fashion houses. Yeah. And then I'm just using the Sarah Creel lip primer. Oh, the Chanel Boy lipstick is great. I have that to my right here. I don't use her enough, but that's a good choice. That's a good question. Jamie's asking if anybody remembers their first high-end makeup they bought. That it would have to be either Chanel Boy lipstick or Armani Luminous Self Foundation. I'm trying to like think back, and I can't remember. I can't remember what my first like high-end. I know Michelle Wong influenced me to I guess I put it back, but oh, right here. Influenced me to purchase this lip gloss from Chanel. That was like one of my first like bougie lip gloss lip purchases. I also have like the Ultra Tenue ones, which might be like one of the first like super luxury lippies that I bought too. This is probably like my all-time favorite lip formula ever. I just think like it's been around forever, but it's like for a reason. But yeah, there's like, I bought like the Anastasia like soft glam palette when I like first started to like really get into like beauty and everything, and I know that that's like more mid-range too. I'd have to think about that because I don't really remember, but that's a good question. Yeah, it is similar to the Tower 28. The packaging on the Rare blushes, yeah. I tried that Tower 28 blush. I think Sylvia, you're a fan of it, but I just couldn't get down with like how much pickup there was. It was like really powdery, so it just didn't impress me. Yeah, I do think that Rare is like more targeted toward like a younger group. So true. Making sure I'm caught up with the comments. Do you wear liner? Yeah, in your waterline. Yeah, I do wear eyeliner in my waterline. I rave about the Victoria Beckham Beauty eyeliners all the time because they're probably like among my favorite for sure. And I have like a bunch of them. I shouldn't wear eyeliner probably in my waterline. My eye doctor told me not to, but I still do anyway. And maybe this would look good with the Victoria Beckham Beauty Satin Kajal eyeliner in the shade Olive, actually. Yeah. Tightline with Lashify. Yeah, I tightline even though I wear Lashify. And a pro tip that I have is to just like keep like Q-tips around for that purpose. I rave about these all the time. They're on my Amazon storefront. Thank you so much for supporting my Amazon storefront. The commission is like non-existent on there, but like I just try to keep it alive. But I swear by these, and I use them to remove eyeliner when I'm wearing my Lashify lashes if I tightline in my waterline. So having these is so helpful. Like I highly recommend them, and I use them for so many things, like not just that, but yeah. Oh yeah, the Rare Beauty eye primer, I have that one right here. I agree, it is a good one. But yeah, so let me see. So I tightline even though I'm wearing these Lashify lashes, and I just had my little like oh yeah, the Glossier sharpener. Should have done this before, y'all. Sorry, I'm not more prepared. I'm like always sharpening my stuff because I never keep them sharp. But yeah, I still tightline even with Lashify. If y'all can see a difference. Especially right here in the front. I feel like it makes a big difference to kind of like tie it in and hide that. Even though it doesn't really need hiding because these look so natural. But still. And then we'll put like maybe a little bit of the olive somewhere. Maybe out here. I don't know, I was thinking about keeping like, I know Brittany loves when I smoke out my bottom lash line. But sometimes I just like to keep it like the smoke on like the outer third. Like that. I just, when I'm doing like a lot of smoke on top, I don't know. Sometimes I don't want it to get like super out of hand. With the smokiness down below. I just love how creamy these eyeliners like just blend out so easily. This brush I'm using, you can get on the Food Bubble website. I love it. It's a collaboration with the brand Nuber Eight, and the brush number is number 19. I'm gonna have to put some varnish on it because that little 19 number is starting to wear down just like these Hakuhodo brushes do. But I should have the varnish that I use on my Amazon storefront as well, if y'all are interested in the varnish that I use to protect my brushes, because they will start to fade if you don't protect them. That's the downside of Hakuhodo. All right, and then I'm gonna go in with some mascara. Yes, Clé de Peau does great. I love my Clé de Peau cushion foundation. Love it. Absolutely love it. I don't have dry skin, but I used to when I was on Accutane. I had incredible, like the driest skin, but not anymore. But yeah, I could see that Clé de Peau foundation working well for people with all skin types. It like the way that formula wears is amazing. And I know the La Prairie is on my wish list, but I've heard really great things about the La Prairie cushion foundation too. I picked up 2 of these Givenchy pressed powders during the sale in the shade 3 and 4. And I should do like a real comparing these to the OG formulas because I have both of the loose powders and the OG formulas too. But I've really been enjoying these, and the way I like to apply them is like just like by swirling my powder puff in there and mixing up all the colors. And then in my T-zone, because I'm already starting to get oily, I just like really touch it up like this. And like when I come home on my lunch break to walk my dogs, this is what I've been doing too. And then I like go back to work, but I always like touch up my T-zone using these pressed powders, and I've been loving that. All right, as far as a lippy goes, I've been loving the new Westman Atelier shade Petal, and I do intend on picking up the newest shade in the shade Mimi. That one looks really pretty. And then we're wrapping this up, y'all, I promise. Yeah. So I just kind of like to press that formula in because she's really opaque. Just like that. My fingers, and then I'll take a gloss on top. I've been loving the YSL lip glosses. I love the Lawless lip glosses. I picked all of these up during the recent sale. And I used the Dior Lip Maximizer in my last video when I showcased the new Pat McGrath palette in the 12. I've showcased these before on my channel. I have a reel using the shade 44. This Tom Ford lipstick that I picked up during the sale in the shade 38 Nude Coast, I've really been loving too. It's like a really pretty, like perfect in between a pink and peach. It's in the Ultra Shine lip color. So pretty. I'll swatch it for y'all. You see how beautiful that is? So just kind of want to add a little bit of that in the center because we have a little bit of oranginess on the cheeks too. And then I know, Sylvia, you've been wanting to see me use the Valentino Puffer lip gloss. I got the shade 103R. It's completely different than the YSL formula. I think that the YSL ones are more special in my opinion. But I'm not mad at this. Like, it's not bad. It's just that I wasn't as impressed as I was with the YSL ones. The YSL ones just have like a more satisfying dough applicator. These Valentino ones, I will say, have a very pleasant scent. There is a scent, but it's pleasant. In my opinion, it smells like candy, like gummies almost. The plumping sensation on them is not as strong as in the YSL ones. And they feel a little bit more like moisturizing on the lips than the YSL ones, but they might also not be like as plumping for that reason too. The YSL ones just kind of like have like, I think a little bit more shine and have like a little bit stronger of like a plump effect. But again, you can kind of feel it on your lips. So if you don't like that, then you might not like the YSL ones as much. Tom Ford needs to work on those blues, teals, and greens. They always come off patchy on me. Oh, do they? Yeah, I mean, I can see like them being like, obviously, like the more pigmented, right, that your colors are, the higher the chance that they'll be patchy. So I can understand that. I don't have any of like the blue shades in the Tom Ford quad, so I can't speak to those. And the only like olive tones I have is this one and then the velours khaki one. Yeah, of course. And then the only other thing we're missing is a highlighter. The highlighters that I've continued to reach for lately are these Gucci ones. Again, there's something about like this squishy, like cream to powder formula that just has had me in a chokehold lately. They are very similar in formula to like the Rare Beauty blushes. So everybody's like going crazy about the Rare Beauty blushes, but like, are we not realizing that like Gucci did it first in their highlighters? Because they did. So just to throw that out there, I already have the shade 3, which is titled Warm Gold, but it's really not that warm. It's just like a really pretty perfect like champagne, but I liked it so much that I picked up the opal pink one during the recent sale. And I've been using the heck out of this one, depending on whether I'm doing like a cooler tone look on my eyes, I'll reach for the pink one. And if it's like a warmer tone look, then I'll reach for the gold one. But I've been loving these two. So I think that the gold one will go well with our look today. And this will be the last step. But this is the Hakuhodo 6441. I like using this one for highlighter. Yeah, so like I was looking at those Kibo ones. And then I was kind of like, like, am I really going to use that? It's just, I think you lose like control sometimes with the Kibo ones, which you might want. Like the Kibo brushes I would use for like super highly pigmented products that you just kind of want like a wash of. But like I said, I try to not hold on to products in my collection that are so difficult to work with that I have to be that careful. But if you do have any products like that in your collection that you find yourself like not really reaching for because they're difficult to work with because of how highly pigmented they are, maybe you have like a really deep blush or something like that that like, you know, doesn't work for you most of the year or something like that. That's where those Kibo brushes are good to just kind of give you like a wash. But I was happy with like this one and a lot of other ones that I have in my collection for that type of thing. Like back there I have more, but like Hakuhodo has like these shaped one, like fan brushes. This one's a little one, but they have like her in like a bigger shape too. And I've been liking that type of style for highlighter. Let me grab her, it's right here. So this is a 6141. So I'm kind of like, I'd rather have something kind of like this to have a little bit more control over the application, like where I want it. Because especially with highlighter, like I have textured skin, so I want to be precise about where I'm keeping the highlighter. I don't want it to be in areas where I have texture to not emphasize it. So I think that's kind of why I initially had skipped on those Kibo brushes, but they're unique and they're pretty, and kudos to Hakuhodo for having so many shapes available to us. I always like to just like go in at the end and like fill in my hairline because I just feel like there's a delineation there if I don't do that. Sometimes I forget, but that's pretty much it, y'all. That's pretty much it. What do we think? Oh, you did not like the Tower 28 blush. Okay, I couldn't remember what your thoughts were on that, Sylvia. Yeah, so the cushion foundations, the Clé de Peau one is amazing. You can't go wrong with that one. And I've heard really great things about the I've tried the Sisley one. It's great if you can find your shade. About the Clé de Peau. I mean, La Prairie. The La Prairie cushion foundation, I haven't tried personally myself, but I don't think you can go wrong. She's bougie, so like if you want to splurge. But I've heard from people that are really into luxury beauty that that's like their all-time favorite like luxury foundation, that La Prairie foundation. Yeah. Making sure I'm caught up on the comments. Yeah, right, Keisha? Like, that's kind of how it happened for me, too. Like, I think I started going from, like, drugstore to then, like, MAC to, like more mid, like, Anastasia and Rare. And then I started to be like, okay, like, I'm climbing up to, like, more luxury. And I think that's kind of, like, where I am now in my, like, makeup journey is, like, now that I'm starting to compare like my more luxury formulas with like my non-luxury, it kind of makes me like rethink of everything else that I have in my collection that's like more like mid to lower tier, because it's just hard to compare when you have like the best of the best in your collection, right? But yeah, I'll buy my own damn bag. Yeah, I buy everything myself, so nobody's giving me shit over anything. I do drive a 2011 Prius. I still have the same car that my dad got me when I was a student. Because, I don't know, cars for me are just, I'd rather spend my money on makeup than on a nice car, personally. And food, Like, I don't care. As long as it gets me from point A to point B, I'm good. You love Mimi, Shannon? Okay, I'm gonna buy Mimi. Oh yeah, I remember. Oh yeah, I went like crazy on Charlotte Tilbury lipstick. I have a bunch. I don't drive crazy, Sylvia. I don't. But I can understand that. Sisley Cushion Foundation is beautiful if you can find your shade. The shades are tricky. But if you find your shade, you can't go wrong. And like, if you have dry skin, like my biggest tip is like, just make sure you like prep well, like moisturize, use like maybe like a moisturizing primer, something like the Victoria Beckham and Augustina's Batter primer is really great, very moisturizing. So if you're worried about like any foundation formulas not being like dry skin friendly enough, I do think that doing things like steps like this make a big difference for you. That's what I would always do when I was on Accutane and had really dry skin, is like I just focused on like really moisturizing and prepping my skin. I also made sure that like I had setting sprays that I would like use to touch up throughout the day, like the Tatcha like dewy setting spray and like the purple bottle. It's probably like one of the most moisturizing sprays that you can get. But I would like douse myself in that if I felt my like skin getting like dry throughout the day, which I definitely don't have that problem anymore now that my skin is back to normal. But when I was really, really dry, those are like my biggest tips. You love the Gucci Rose Gold and the Lilac one, and you want the gold one. Now the gold one is really pretty. It's like a really beautiful champagne one. Don't let it like make you feel by the description that it's too warm, because it's really not. It's like more on the champagne side. It's like a perfect tone in my opinion. I don't know why they call it like warm gold, because it might throw people off. Oh, the only thing I forgot, y'all, is my brow gel. I had pulled out a brow gel. This is what happens when I try to prepare for y'all. Like, I pull out the products that I'm planning on using, and then you should see my vanity. It's like a mess, and then I like can never find anything. I'm just gonna use the Anastasia Brow Gel today. I love the Rare Beauty one too, but I just switch it up with my brows. I don't stick to like any particular ones. Gucci gang gang. Yeah, Gucci makes great makeup. Oh, the new Dior highlighter is amazing. I don't doubt that, Stacy. Thank you for letting us know. I do not doubt that for a second, because I love all my Dior highlighter formulas. And if I didn't already have so many, like, trust me, I was definitely tempted to pick up one of the newer ones. What helped me, like, resist the FOMO was the silver packaging. I'm just more of a gold girl personally than a silver girl. So because the new Dior highlighters came in like silver packaging, I was able to just like be like, it's fine, I already have enough, because I have a few already in like the old formula, and I love these so much. So I saw reviews comparing these highlighters to like the newer ones, and they were pretty much, from what I hear, like so similar that I didn't feel the need to pick up any of the new ones. But I know they must be amazing, because Dior does their highlighters well. That's a pretty brush, says Brittany. Thank you. I know, aren't these like mixes so pretty? I'm a sucker for these like salt and pepper hairs. So I pulled out kind of like the shapes that I felt a lot of people would be into and that are like universally useful. That's kind of like what I'm trying to focus on, because I have such a large collection of Hakuhodo brushes that like it's overwhelming even for me to like even start to like talk about them for y'all. So I'm trying to like see if, you know, when I get up on here to do content, I'll try to just kind of like switch them out for ones that I think a lot of people can get use out of. Oh yeah, so this one you're saying maybe, or this one that you have that is much smaller that you use for like nose contour. I'm not sure if you meant this one or if you meant this one, but that's the cool thing about Hakuhodo, right? Like they make the same shape in like a bunch of different sizes. So I also have the version like, and then they also not only make them in different sizes, they make them in different hair types. So maybe you're talking about this one even. And then they even have like a way bigger one in this one. And then they have ones that are more slanted, and like they just have so many different shapes. But if you're talking about like this little guy, I use this one for nose contour too. I love it for nose contour. And then I know Cindy, if she's still with us, I've heard her say that she uses this shape here for her eyebrows, to fill in her eyebrows. So like, that's what I like about Hakuhodo, is like they make such unique shapes that like you wouldn't even think of like so many different ways you can use them. Like take this brush right here. Like you can travel with this brush and use it for blush. You can use it like if you have dry skin and you just want to put like a little bit of setting powder in your T-zone. You can use it for like a powder contour. Like y'all know that I love my Natasha Denona contour powder. I could dip into this, and instead of using like how I did my Isomea contour sticks, I can just add a little bit of powder contour using this one. You can use it for highlighter, like so many useful ways, right, of doing things with these like really unique brush shapes that you just don't otherwise see on the market. So that's what I love about Hakuhodo. The fan brush and the rosebud shape. I'm not sure which one you're talking about. The rosebud shape. It's like hard to keep like track of all of the ones because they just have like so many different shapes, right? And like they're all just like titled like numbers. It's like code. I do have the Suku brushes. They're all squirrel, I think. Oh, no. I don't. I have like the new updated versions that I think Curado made that everybody says is like the exact same as the old Suku brushes. But I think mine are from, is it Curado that I'm thinking? But whichever like the new like remade ones that like were made like the exact same way supposedly as the original Suku ones, I think are the ones that I have. The La Prairie foundation is crack cocaine in a foundation. I love it, but I can't justify repurchasing due to the price. Yeah, the La Prairie foundation is really nice. It's not one of my top favorites though. I don't know why. I just like, I've tried it and it didn't like blow me out of the water, especially for the price. But I know people like ride or die for that one. Okay, perfume. Thank you. Yeah, my last step is going to be my perfume. 2 eyeshadow brushes Bobo just launched. I think they're Red Fox. Oh, I bought those, Sarah. Thanks for asking. I bought those because I had purchased the Red Fox set that she released that was like super exclusive. And I even have it here because it like came in its own like really pretty like case. I'm pretty sure I put them in here. Did I put them in here? I think they're in here. And I liked them enough to where I said, you know, because I don't want to be grabbing for these all the time, I just kind of want to put them in storage a lot of times. And that I should put brush guards on them too, because look, they're getting all like crinkled. But this set that I purchased had the eye brushes and I was really, really enjoying them. So that's why I decided to purchase the new ones that Bobo came out with. So I was excited about those releases. I looked at my Food Day collection and I was like, wow, I could have bought a Birkin or two. I know, Sonia, I'm with you on that. I joke about the fact that, but it's like really not a joke that I really think I need like an insurance policy on my Food Day, because when the fires were happening and it was like really scary that there was a fire like really close to my house, I was like starting to think like, what in the heck would I grab first? Like out of all my Food Day, I was like, I'd probably want to grab like my Kiwami brushes, like stuff like that just like can't be replaced. And I'm like, I need to call my insurance and talk to them about probably like upping that that price that I like quoted them when I first purchased the house, because I started to go crazy like after I purchased my house, now that I had like room to like store everything here in this beauty room that I'm so blessed and lucky to have. But yeah, I know that's the problem with cushion foundations, is a lot of times they don't run very dark. A lot of times they run like super light. So I even have that problem with them too. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see that I got a super chat. Thank you, Desi. Oh, Shannon. Thank you so much for the super chat. So sweet. Yeah, I wish I had like a little like, hold please, we got money, like you do. I feel like I need to take out my fan for you. This is what Shannon does when she gets super chat. She's like, hold please, we got money. Thank you so much. I really appreciate the support. Look, acting like I'm in the Indy 500 going to the supermarket. Sharon says, even with all my other discounts, I'm single with no kids, so I'm screwed. Seriously, right, Keisha? It's like you get screwed when you don't have dependents to write off. Jealous of everyone that can do 80 miles per hour on the freeways. Always stuck in traffic, I know. Yeah, I love you all. Yeah, right, Jamie? It's like we go for like the most rare ones first if we had to, right? Somebody was like, people were in my DMs being like, you should seriously, like at one point I posted in my stories that like one of the fires was like not even a quarter mile away from me. And people were like, you need to just like start packing up your Food Aid brushes, like no joke. And the thought was overwhelming. Like, I almost just like want to like, I have them all in this like IKEA like drawer set. I would want to just like roll the whole thing out. Like that's like what I'm tempted to do, to be honest with you, because I would need like suitcases for them. Yeah, a noob. He sent me a super chat and called me a noob. Yeah, I know. My little brothers used to call each other noobs. Cat, so I know. Thank you so much, Shannon. Virgo gang. He sent one just to insult me. All right, y'all. Well, it's 4:40 now, so I'm gonna have to run to church now. I could be on here forever, seriously. Like, this is so much fun. Thank you for helping take my mind off of the trial that I'm in temporarily, that I'm like very stressed about and trying not to think about, but is constantly on my mind. I thought I know you would think not having kids does make your insurance higher, right? I don't even know. I'm confused with the way the taxes work because, like, you know, I don't even know. I don't know. I just know everything's expensive these days. Too expensive. Yeah, thousands. Like, thousands. All right. Yeah, praying for everybody that's a fast driver, and I'm going to try not to be one on my way to church today. So that's why I'm going to have to let y'all go now. Thank you, Sylvia. I appreciate you. I know the work never stops. Seriously. Let's hope I can like sleep a decent amount this week. So if y'all see that I'm like slow on posting, like I'm fine. I promise I'm okay this upcoming week. It's trial. So trial week is hectic, and don't feel like I'm abandoning you. Please go show me love on the YouTube video that I just posted today. Like this video, share it, and subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're not already, and follow me on Instagram. Sign up for my email list that's also in my link tree. If you would like, I would very much so appreciate you if you shop through my links. Love you all. Thank you so much for the support, Keisha. Love you, Sonia, Sylvia, everybody. Kat, thank you for moderating for us today. Bye, Brittany. Bye, Stacy. Bye, Gabby. Bye, Shannon. Have a good rest of your weekend. Bye, Susan. I wish I could name every single one of you, but I'm going to be here forever. Okay, I'm praying for every single one of you at church today. Thank you so much. Bye. Oh, I just pushed it again because I wasn't sure.